Roadside memorial out front of my mother's house. Etiquette? Your state, if USA, may actually have rules about this. Check with your Department of Transportation. Is it on her lawn? If so, I'd reach out to your city council and see what the ordinances are. You can't erect a memorial on someone else's private property. If it's on the sidewalk, there may be ordinances about it blocking the pathway. My opinion might get downvoted as harsh, but I want your mom to be happy. Not her circus. Not her monkeys. How far into the yard are we talking? Here? It isn't insensitive. If someone I loved died on another person's private property, I would have no expectation that I could be on their property for any reason. If y'all can afford it, Mom needs a new fence ASAP. Parents who couldn't be bothered to teach their teens not to drive drunk tend to let their guilt linger. This could go on for years. It isn't your mom's fault that they were drunk, and she needs to nip this in the bud right now, before the entitlement gets worse. If they had driven farther into her yard and hit the wall, she could have been injured or killed herself. I've got a lot less sympathy for this family than if the driver had been swerving to miss a toddler or a raccoon. She has no obligation to keep this memorial on her yard. I know they're mourning, but people need to be respectful of others, regardless of the circumstances. This is her private property. Check your local ordinances by calling the police department. Quite often these makeshift memorials are prohibited or limited by statute because of the traffic hazard they create, and if that's the case in your area, the police will take it down and you won't be the bad guy. Unfortunately, roadside memorials can increase the chance of more accidents at that spot. I think your idea of a memorial plant is very generous and would probably be appreciated by the families. You could play the age card and say it's too difficult for your mom to maintain. How long ago was the accident? If it was recent, she may have to wait it out for a while. Some kid from my school died racing their friend in the middle of the night, and they planted a bush where they died. Every year there is a huge memorial service. As insensitive as it may come off, this needs to be nipped in the bud. Do not plant anything. Once you plant it, it has roots, so to speak. Move everything 30 centimeters to the left every day until it's out of sight or on someone else's property. Perhaps someone in your family or the victims' families could put up a donation box instead, with a sign asking people to make a donation to a charity instead of leaving flowers. I would be more inclined to remove dead flowers, etc. Slowly over time, reduce it bit by bit. The general consensus where I'm from is to leave it up 1 week. Unless it's on private property. On private property I'd remove it after a day, since you have no obligation to keep it around. In the meantime, you, or anyone else, are allowed to remove dead flowers, dirty tokens, like stuffed animals after a few days, hazards, like huge signs that block visibility around corners, and items that will attract rodents, food offerings, or can get blown on the street, loose ribbons. I strongly suggest that you put everything, except food items, that you remove in a box or bin so that people are able to collect them if they wish to do so. It's her property. Throw that stuff in the trash if she wants. Furthermore, it's drunk driving, so that's the real douche move. Remove them. It's her home and she's the one who has to look at them. Cemeteries remove dead flowers and other tokens on a regular basis. Easy. You contact the family and tell them you will be using the front lawn again so they can come get any photos or items that are there. If the accident happened a few days ago, maybe you'll want to wait until the funeral service. I hate these things. Why do people want to remember the spot where someone died in a tragic accident? I am probably less reasonable than most. I'd get rid of it or move it all one night and put up a private property sign on the tree. As long as it's actually happening within her property line. Can she get some chicken wire to string around the tree? That one would hope will send the message that leaving items on her property is not welcome. So long as the family doesn't erect a cross, etc., which they have no right to on private property, and they know that I expect the activity will die down within a month. Dead flowers, water-damaged items can be removed. And I suspect within 2 months all materials can be removed with no recurrence. Or do cleanups at night as it's convenient. Get the crashed car and put it back into the tree and create a "Don't Drive Drunk" advertisement to counter-effect all the memorial leaving. I'd be worried someone would vandalize the house in retribution if you remove it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Etiquette is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.